Hi, my name is Dr. Nick, and the beautiful lady right next to me is one of my favorite patients, who also happens to be a pretty famous Hollywood actress. And right next to her is our big shot Hollywood agent, who's here to make sure that I don't reveal her name until later in the video. Now, I've got a pretty unusual weight loss tip to share with you today. And this amazing tip has been hiding right in front of our eyes our entire life. In fact, it's one of the most cherished diet secrets of Hollywood stars, and something that I personally share with my patients at my clinic here in Boston, Massachusetts. So I need you to listen closely, because this incredible tip could easily help you lose 8 to 10 pounds of belly fat in just under 5 days. And I'm not sure how long this video is going to be up, so please watch it from the beginning till the end while it's still here. But before I dive into everything and give you the actual secret to fast weight loss, let me quickly tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm a board-certified medical doctor at Harvard Medical School. I'm also an advanced nutritionist, a published author, an invited speaker, and an international ambassador for healthy living. And to date, I've helped thousands get fit, look great, and lose a ton of weight. Okay, you're probably thinking to yourself, listen, I've tried every diet out there. I've put myself through the ringer, and I don't know, I just can't lose this weight. Well, let me stop you right there. Now, this is not some magical weight loss pill or some secret potion. It has nothing to do with those silly fad diets, those crazy juice plans, or any of the other useless products that the weight loss industry tries to throw at you. In fact, the tips that I'm about to share with you today date back to the early days of human civilization, and they help explain why over 68% of Americans are considered overweight or obese today. And no, it's not because we eat too much fast food or we don't exercise enough. In fact, I'm going to show you how to eat any delicious food that you like and still lose a ton of weight. Hey, believe it or not, it's not your fault. Now, let me tell you quickly about a very special person who I'm really proud of, a patient of mine named Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth is your typical working mom. She has a very demanding job and a great family with an adorable little girl. But unfortunately, like most people out there, Elizabeth has slowly put on a few pounds every year. And these pounds kept adding up year after year until she soon saw herself get all the way up to 220 pounds. Now at this point, Elizabeth was really down on herself. She had gained a lot of weight over the years and had lost a lot of her confidence with it. She didn't like the way she looked anymore, and she'd even avoid looking at herself in the mirror. Now I'm going to be honest with you. Elizabeth was one of my test subjects at the beginning of this journey, and she really helped me shape this program. You see, Elizabeth also comes from a bad line of family genetics, which includes obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and more. So naturally, I knew that if this program worked for her, it would work for anyone. And guess what? It did. In fact, this one particular tip that I'm about to share with you helped Elizabeth lose 94 whole pounds. She lost 8 inches from her belly, 4 inches from each thigh, a full inch from each arm, and she even dropped 15 dress sizes. That's right, 15 whole dress sizes. And now, Elizabeth is looking better than ever before. Now listen, I know you're probably a little skeptical, and hey, I don't blame you. Her story sounds so incredible that it must have been torn from one of those celebrity tabloid magazines, right? But it's not. It's 100% true. In fact, Elizabeth went on to lose an incredible 94 pounds of fat, and went from this, 220 pounds, which is the weight that she just couldn't get rid of after her last pregnancy, to this, a lean and stunning 126 pounds. And best of all, she achieved all this without starving herself or killing herself in the gym. In fact, she did this while eating all the food she loves, including delicious chocolate fudge ice cream, which is her favorite. Her friends are jealous and constantly beg her for her diet secrets, and her coworkers, well, they can't even believe she's the same person. Listen, when it comes to losing weight, it's unfortunately getting tougher and tougher. In fact, it's definitely harder to lose weight today than it was 20, 10, or heck, even 5 years ago. But no matter how simple what I'm going to tell you sounds, it all makes perfect sense if we stop and think about it. So just hang with me for a second as I'm about to share with you my 4 powerful techniques for burning fat and finally getting that sexy and lean body that you've always wanted. Now first we need to go back in time and look at the hunter and gatherer days of our ancestors. You see, at that time, food was pretty hard to find, and we didn't have any fancy supermarkets or even a simple fridge to keep our food from going bad. So in order to survive, our hunter and gatherer ancestors learned to eat as much as they could whenever they found any food. And guess what? Their bodies took all this food they were eating and stored it as fat. Yuck, I know. But, you see, back in the day, this extra body fat made sense. You see, men needed the extra fat for energy to hunt and defend the family from predators. And women, on the other hand, well, they needed the extra fat for childbirth and milk production. Now, our DNA hasn't changed much from our hunters and gatherers days, so many of our bodies are still in this same fat-storing mode and clinging on to all the food that we eat as excess fat. But guess what? Since we don't need to worry about finding food like our ancestors did, we don't need to pack on all this extra fat anymore. And in just a minute, I'm going to show you exactly how to switch your body's metabolism from fat-storing mode to its natural fat-burning mode, all with the help of fat-burning enzymes. And once you make this switch, your body will instantly stop storing fat and instead start to burn it off non-stop. My second point has to do with the truth about healthy foods. Now, you're surrounded by so-called healthy foods that are actually causing you to gain fat every single day. Scary, I know. And what's even worse is that these foods are routinely advertised as health foods on TV and radio, despite outrage from doctors everywhere. Maybe you thought eating whole wheat pasta was good for you. Or maybe you were told that eating cottage cheese was one of the best ways to lose weight. In reality, these foods are shutting down your body's fat-burning enzymes and causing you to gain more weight every day. But don't worry, in just a minute I'll show you where you can access actual healthy foods that rev up your fat-burning enzymes and melt that stubborn belly fat right off. Third is the truth about these popular fad diets and weight loss programs that are out there, but they never seem to work in the long term. You see, the mega-rich weight loss companies are making money off you and I by selling us stuff that's mediocre at best. In fact, they're making boatloads by selling us different shakes, supplements, and membership accounts. And believe it or not, it's in their best interest that we don't actually lose a lot of weight. You see, if these companies ever gave us a permanent solution that actually worked and helped us lose a lot of weight, well then guess what? We'd never need them again. And this means we'd never buy another supplement or shake from them, and they wouldn't make money anymore. So instead, they keep selling us stuff that doesn't really work in the long term, just to keep us coming back year after year. But hey, guess what? We don't need them or their expensive gimmicks anymore, because what I'm about to share with you is the actual key to being able to eat some of those bad foods and still burn the fat right off your body for good. My fourth point is the true secret to those sexy flat abs that we all want. Now, we all have that one friend with those amazing set of rock-hard abs, right? You know, those ripped six-pack abs that grab everyone's attention at the party. The same abs that girls just can't seem to stay away from. Now, whether he's showing them off at a party or at a pool in front of everybody, those flat abs always get all the attention. And let's be honest, we all want those same sexy ripped abs. But here's the thing. Most of us were brought up to believe that doing 1,000,000 sit-ups was the key to getting those amazing abs. We were told that we'd have to spend hours and hours in the gym doing painful exercises just to get those abs. Wow, what a gigantic lie. You see, our abs are only muscles, just like our biceps on our arms or our hamstrings on our legs. And our ab muscles are actually covered by layers of intra-abdominal fat. So here's the catch. When you do sit-ups, all you're doing is building the ab muscles underneath your belly fat. And even if you go nuts and do 1,000,000 sit-ups, no one can ever see your abs because they're still hidden under layers of belly fat. But don't worry, there is good news. You see, there are actually simple techniques that you can do to melt that belly fat right off and show off those abs. And in just a minute, I'm going to share those very same techniques with you so that you can finally get those sexy flat abs that you've always dreamed of. And trust me, you'll never need to do another lousy sit-up again. So at this point, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, hey, is it actually possible to overcome these silly ancient genetics? I mean, can I finally rev up my metabolism and burn off this excess weight for good? Well, I've got some great news for you. You can. And I'm about to share with you one simple tip that can instantly boost your fat loss, guaranteed. Okay, let me give you a quick anatomy lesson and share something that you've probably never heard before. Now, I may get a little bit technical here for a second, but please stay with me. because I promise you that by the end of this presentation, you'll know exactly how to lose all the weight you want in just a matter of a few days. Okay, so this unusual tip is about the biochemistry of your body, and more specifically, your pancreas. Now, your pancreas has two very important roles. First, your pancreas releases digestive enzymes into your small intestine every time you eat. These enzymes are critical for breaking down all the foods that you eat, including all your carbs, your fats, and proteins. Second, your pancreas releases special metabolic hormones such as insulin and glucagon at different times of the day. These hormones help set your body's metabolism and determine whether your body is in fat storing mode or fat burning mode. So basically, your pancreas is the command center for your body's metabolism. Now, for those of us who consume diets that are high in particular fats, carbs, or proteins, which is very common in the American diet, a poorly functioning pancreas is the main cause of weight gain. In fact, if the pancreas is not working properly, the good fat-burning enzymes will be low, while the bad fat-storing enzymes will be high. Okay, what does this mean in plain English? It means that if your pancreas is not working properly, your metabolism will be slow, and your body will pack on layers and layers of fatty deposits throughout the day. Now, for men, this typically leads to weight gain around the love handles and in the abdominal region, or what we often call a pot belly. Now, for women, on the other hand, the weight gain appears in the buttocks, thighs, love handles, belly, and arms. Now, what this means is that no matter how much you diet and exercise, it can be darn near impossible to lose weight until your pancreas is working efficiently. Now listen, we all have that one friend who eats whatever he wants, rarely exercises, and yet has a perfectly toned body. Well, the reason is because his pancreas is working properly and burning fat for him 24 hours a day, 7 days